This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. And we're your hosts, Alan Raisin and Laura Micklefield.
We're going to have a look back on the Leeds match, the first visit to Odsal for the Rhinos in 12 years. And then we're going to look forward to the Wakey match, even though we've got a week off in between. But we have got some Bulls action still to talk about in the meantime.
Yes, we have. So, yes, welcome back, everyone. A new episode of Talking Bullish. We have dusted ourselves off after a bit of a beating at Odsal, would you say?
Yeah, look, I was being very optimistic with my prediction, I think, and we both predicted losses. So, it wasn't unexpected, but I think we gave a good account of ourselves, and in a place where we've probably got less injuries and we've got a bit more of a cohesion between the team because we've got less injuries. It could have been a different result. We pushed them close, and like I say, it's one of those things. We can't win them all, but we're winning some, so that's good. And 3 out of 4 at Odsal that we've won, so still pretty good odds at home. So yeah. Wasn't to be this week though.
No, but it was a good crowd. We got there in plenty of time, as is becoming tradition. And there was a crowd of nearly 15,000 to watch it. Yeah, I think it was 14,991. So, yeah, it'd have been nice if we got 9 more people in there. But we seem to be in the 990s.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking online and there were a lot of comments from people being like, oh, that's just all Rhinos fans. There's hardly any Bulls fans there. That is incorrect. It was mainly Bulls fans. There were plenty of Rhino fans, which were brilliant to see. I reckon probably a couple of thousand at least. I think they said they'd sold about 2,500, and obviously with walk-ups as well, maybe could have been about 3,000 Rhinos fans, which is brilliant. But yeah, there was a lot of Bulls fans there as well. Despite the social media that likes to say that it's all just because it was Rhinos fans. But
even if there were like 5,000, I think it's still outnumbered 2-1.
Yeah, definitely. Like we were saying, I think there's still some people who are really kind of bitter, I think, that Bulls are in Super League and kind of want to just put a downer on things all the time. And I just think, let's celebrate it for a change. We've already said we've had 3 matches at home with minimal away crowds, and we're still reaching 10,000. So it's a good thing. Let's be positive about it. But some people still like to put a negative spin on it. But yeah, it was brilliant atmosphere though. Really good. I think we all really enjoyed it. If my Rhino friends were there as well, I went to see them at half time. They were pretty sad at half time, to be honest. I was quite happy, but I said, I think he'll be happy by the end of the match. And sadly, I was right. But at least his little boy really enjoyed it. So, silver lining with every loss. At least we didn't make a little boy cry. So
yes, obviously a good thing. I think Odsal was the best place to see it, judging on some of the TV footage I've seen. Seems like the advertising boards are just too bright for the telly.
Yeah, there's this thing where people are saying that they can't see at the stadium either. Because I saw one of the Leeds players had posted saying, thanks to all the Leeds fans, I could hear you, but I couldn't see you.
Well, I suppose the fans aren't lit up. But,
I know, but
why would you want that?
I know, I'm a bit like... The lighting actually at the ground seems absolutely fine. I think it is just to do with obviously the cameras and these LED boards that we had to put on for IMG or whatever, and for Sky Sports. But yeah, it is actually fine at the ground. If people have been to watch a match at Odsal, it's fine. Well, I haven't had any complaints and I can see everything. So
arguably, well, as good as, better than Cass, where we were the other week.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, probably a bit darker at Cass, to be honest.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, it must be something to do with these boards then. But anyway, they need to turn them down or something, or get them sorted for the TV coverage. But yeah, I assure you, if you actually come to watch a match at Odsal, it is fine and you can see everything. So, but yeah.
On to the match then. Before it started, there was a minute's applause for Jeff Burrow. which was, supported well by obviously both sets of fans.
Yeah, it were really good, that. I find it were quite emotional, really. I think it were lovely to see, obviously, the rugby league family come together, and even at the time, obviously, when the troubles happened with Rob and his dad were trying to drum up support for MND and all that. The Bulls really kind of bought into that, as did every other rugby club within rugby league as well. They did also come together. So I think it was really nice that prior to the kind of rivalry reigniting, so to speak, it was a nice poignant moment where everybody came together to celebrate his life. And it was like I say, quite emotional, really. But then, we got down to it.
Yeah, we kicked off, and after 12 minutes, we got the first points.
Yeah, first blood to the Bulls. Yeah, Neil Little Grubber from Milnes, and Blake is in. He just got there before the touchline. I thought he was over the in-goal line, to be honest, but when you're waiting for that try confirmed thing that takes 20 hours, I'm there looking at screen like, are they even going to give this? But they did, so we got it. But unfortunately, the kick hit the post, so it was 4-0 at this point to the Bulls.
And then shortly after that, try scorer Blake goes off injured. We think that looks bad, don't we?
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. And I think it was confirmed by Kurt afterwards as well that he's going to have a long layoff again. We just got him back and he's gone again. So injuries striking again. So 15 minutes in, we're already down to 3 fit subs, which is not ideal. We crack on. But unfortunately, 25 minutes in, I think we absorbed a lot of Rhi-No pressure on our line. Yeah. It was several penalties, 6 agains, and I think we defended like 7 sets on our line at one point. It was crazy. it was really good defence, but it's something had to give, and it did. We couldn't deal with a kick through into the in-goal. It kind of bobbled everywhere, didn't get dealt with, and a Leeds player pounced on it, and that was converted, so it made it 6-4 to the Rhinos at this point.
Yeah, obviously they were able to kick that conversion. And then at 34 minutes, we get a kickable penalty. So we're all ready to get it levelled up, but we missed the kick again. Yeah,
it was really unfortunate. I thought it kind of really changed the kind of momentum of the game to get kind of on evens, but no, not to be. But in fairness, just before half time, brilliant break from Akins, just broke through the line on the edge, feeds Wynn, who races to score. Brilliant. And just needed right before half time. So stroke of half time, it's 8 to the Bulls and 6 to the Rhinos because we failed to convert again. We did make a point at this point saying it would have been a lot better if we'd have obviously made those kicks, because we'd have been like 12-6 up at this point.
Yeah. And I think no one's talking about that lovely pass that just took the ball to the edge, just like silky sort of pass on. I don't know actually who it was, but...
to get to Akins to get him through. Yeah. No, it was a lovely move, and it was a brilliant try. And it was nice to be up at halftime, to be honest. So we
were not the game we were expecting at that point.
No, quite positive, and like I say, we were talking not 12-6, it'd have been 14-6, wouldn't it? Because we got 3 attempts, I think. Yeah. So we were like, I think we were kind of sat thinking, what would it have been if we'd have got those kicks? I were kind of focusing on that a little bit, saying, because we thought obviously it'd be quite close, are they going to cost us in the end? But it was a good first half, great defence on the line. But I thought, like, I went to speak to my Rhi-No friends at halftime, and let's say they were a bit disheartened, but I was very much like, look, I think we're tired. We've already lost it in a change. We did a lot of defending. I kind of thought the momentum would swing the other way at halftime. Back to it. After the half, and it was 46 minutes, and like we thought, the Rhinos came out firing. Connor passed to Bird to score, and fortunately the conversion was missed there as well, so it was just 8-10 at this point, back to the Rhinos in front.
52 minutes in, the Rhinos have another break. Wynn chases back and gets Handley just before the line, but he manages to reach over before the tackle and gets the ball down. And that's converted too, making it 8-16.
Yeah, this was, it's one, to be fair, I've not watched the highlights back, but when we actually watched it live, it seemed like it was a double movement. It seemed like he was tackled and then he just moved off. But I think they ruled that the tackler had dropped off, so he could kind of get up and put the ball back down.
Yeah, the commentator definitely was happy that it wasn't a double movement.
Right.
So,
yeah. So, yeah, it did look like it could be suspicious. But like I say, I think it's that the defender dropped off, and that's why, because his ball carrying arm did hit the floor. But obviously, if the tackler lets go of him, you're not tackled. So, yeah, one of those. But anyway, it was what it was. But then, unfortunately, at 60 minutes, Ruan fails a HIA and he won't be returning either. So we're only down to 2 fit subs with 20 minutes to play. And obviously, we're 16-8 down at this point. So it was looking like a bit of a steep hill to climb.
And it only got worse at 64 minutes with Phoenix badly injured and had to be helped off the field.
Yeah, 1 fit sub now in Suter. So we're definitely doing it tough because obviously we'd lost all the prop interchanges as well now. So who was on the field was on the field, and that was kind of it apart from interchanging Suter. But obviously we needed the grunt up front, so to speak, but didn't have the option. So it was big minutes from the likes of Sutton again for this match. And I think Logan Lewis had to put in a fair shift as well. And 65 minutes in, then a high tackle from the Bulls gives Rhinos a kickable penalty. So they kick it to make it 18-8. So it's a 10-point gap at this point.
Okay, and then it gets to 70 minutes, and after another set restart, Leeds go over and convert that one, bringing it to 24-8.
Yeah, it was looking a bit beyond hope at this point for the Bulls, but then it was at 73 minutes, Lewis had to leave the field as well, so there was no fit subs left for the Bulls at this point, so Suter was on in place of the prop. Not good, but in fairness, we did fight back, and at 74 minutes we got a consolation score as we break on the edge and Mella feeds Aiken to score. But unfortunately, the kick was missed on that one as well, and that pretty much brought it to full time, which was 12 to the Bulls and 24 to the Rhinos. What were your thoughts, Alan?
Oh, well, I did think after that last try, the comeback is on, but no, it's just there wasn't any time really, was there? But yeah, it was, disappointing second half compared to the really good first half that we had. But I just thought that the injuries hit us hard. And also, Leeds didn't make any mistakes. Something like last season, you could kind of count on a bit of scruffy play towards the end, but I didn't think Leeds were giving us an inch, really.
No, I think Leeds were playing pretty well as in terms of completion and things like that. So obviously once they got on a roll, it was hard to stop. I was quite encouraged again where we didn't let it just kind of turn into a whitewash the other way, which I've said several times this season. And again, it's not great to be on the losing end of these matches, but at the same time, we're not absolutely getting hammered, which could happen when you see certain momentum changes. I think those couple of tries after each other from the Rhinos, I thought, oh, here we go. But we actually finished with us scoring a try. And to think that we were obviously three substitutes down with only 1 interchange for a quarter of the match and then no fit subs with 10 minutes left. We didn't do badly at all. I mean, the kicks were quite costly as well. We did say if we'd have got all those kicks, it'd have ended 20-24. I know we didn't, so it didn't end that, but it just shows you how kind of close we were to competing in that match. But in fairness, Haggerty afterwards, I think, had said Milnes was playing with an injury as well, which was affecting his kicking. So obviously that's a reason why we missed a lot of the conversions, he was saying. I was unsure though why we didn't use Atkin to kick, seeing as Milnes were injured, but obviously they wanted him to be the primary kicker, but it wasn't to be. But even so, we'd have still lost 24-20. I was just a bit upset because if we'd had got those kicks, then my prediction would have been a bit better than Alan's.
Well, we can get to that now if you like. Yeah, it was quite a good close round. So obviously you had predicted a score of 20-22 to the Bulls. 20-22 to the Rhinos.
Yeah, which I'm saying it would have been 20-24 to the Rhinos if we'd have got the kicks.
Yeah, and that scored you 12 points. I predicted 16-30 to the Rhinos, and that ended up scoring me 13 points. So I pulled it back 1 point, but you're still in the lead, 80 points to 76 for the season.
Oh, fair enough. I'm surprised at that. Just thinking how close I'd have been if they'd have got those kicks,
yes.
but yeah, not to be. But anyway, yeah, it was an honourable loss. We played pretty well, and like I say, we're really getting to the bare bones now of the squad. I was having a quick look through, because obviously Hooley was left out, and I had assumed that he'd been dropped, but it actually is that he's got a shoulder injury, so he could be, they said even it could be a week or it could be a couple of months, so obviously we don't know how bad that is. Rhi-No yet again is injured. He's only been back for 2, and then he's off again with a hamstring, which seems long term. Obviously, Blake went off. They said they think it's an MCL, so that's going to be long term. And Steinwade went off as well, and I think we saw his leg kind of bend totally the wrong way.
Ouch.
So I'm pretty much thinking that's long term as well. It's just crazy. I keep mentioning the ex-person who's doing the Super League injuries, which I'm finding really, really helpful, because it gives me the list of the injuries we've got now. And it's just crazy when you kind of look at how many injuries are happening, not just for us, but for a lot of the team. But yeah, so we've got 13 injuries. Obviously, Milnes was one that's playing with his injury, but without him, it's still 12. So it's just crazy. And like I say, it's not just us, but I did say after the match had finished that I'm just, I actually bumped into a Wakefield supporter whilst I was on a dog walk, and he said that he'd been watching the match and saw me in my Bulls top, so we got talking. And I was saying, I just want to see like a match of a full fit squad against a full fit squad. Like, it'd just be really nice to be like, rather than be like, oh, would it have been different without the injuries? I know every club gets injuries and you never go through without anything, but the amount we're getting, you're never seeing the full potential. And he said the same thing, to be fair. He was saying like, oh, I feel like matches are kind of being decided on, have you got your full fit squad or have you not? Rather than two full fit squads going against each other. And he was saying the same thing, to be fair. He said he'd look forward to a match more knowing that it's your first choice players that are playing.
Yeah, I mean, talking of Wakefield, I was a bit disappointed to see that they nilled Cass this Sunday, 34-0. So, and we couldn't do that, could we? But but it's weird, is rugby. I've always said this. Sometimes you really struggle against a team and seem to really drop off, and then the following week that team either falls to pieces or is brilliant. I mean, it's like, look at the Huddersfield. It's like, to us, we struggled, but we won. And then since then, they beat Wigan, did they? Yeah, they beat Wigan and they've beat York now. So it's like, sometimes you just can't predict what's going to happen. And it's nice in a way, because I think obviously the table gets a bit closer and it's more competitive. But at the same time, the wins that you expect to get, you want to get as well, don't you? So some news from this week. It was Chris Atkins' 300th career appearance and Jack Ormonroyd's 250th career appearance.
Yeah, congratulations to those two. Obviously, the fresher players into the Bulls squad this year, and both making an impact and much needed, like we say, after all the injuries that we're experiencing, with Atkin having to slot into halfback this week. And also the hitman was voted, was Connor Wynne. Brilliant to see him back in the squad. Like I say, I was really disappointed he wasn't in the Castleford week. And I think, again, he had a brilliant match. He's always great in defence. And like I say, I do like him in attack as well. He's always making those breaks, or manages to push over or shove a few people who are trying to defend him. So, yeah, I think he's definitely one of the standout players for me this season so far.
Yeah, well done, Connor. And although we don't have a match this week for the first team, men's, there are plenty of other matches that you might be interested in, quite away from the Challenge Cup. We've got the Scholars playing St Helens at Bradford Dudley Hill. That is on Wednesday. We've got the Elite Academy playing the Rhinos at home, also at Dudley Hill on Friday.
Yeah, and then on the Saturday, there's the Learning Disability. It's a LDSL Festival at the University of Hull. So the Bulls will be playing there.
And finally, the wheelchair team take on the Halifax Panthers at Sedberg Sports Centre on Saturday as well. Get down there for, I don't know if it's kick-off or whatever, at 1:30.
Yeah, so that's the start to the Super League. So it's a Super League round 1 for the Bulls wheelchair team, starting with a derby. So that should be good fun. Like I say, we hope to get down to one of the matches soon as well.
Okay, we don't have, as I say, a first team men's match this weekend. So we're going to be taking a week off the podcast next week. But so it is only right that we look forward to our next match in a fortnight.
Yeah, so let's look forward to the week off and then Wakey. So yeah, the week off I think has come at a good time. I know they were saying that Skirt and Doro might be close to being fit. I feel like we desperately need them back. So this week is so I think it's come at a really good time because it gives them a bit of time to recoup. Also, if there are some injuries that are less severe, obviously we don't know the length of all of them, it might give players a chance to get back in contention so we can have a relatively fit squad ready for the Wakefield match. And it's going to be a tough one. Wakey are in brilliant form. Away and from home, so will definitely be a tough one, and they'll be off of the back of the Challenge Cup match. Obviously they won't get a week off this week, so could that make a difference?
Can be a benefit, can be a drawback, can't it?
It's one of those, it's like, do we benefit from having a rest or do they benefit from keeping playing and keeping that momentum going? So it could go either way. I suppose we can see how the Challenge Cup match goes for them to decide what we think has been the benefit. But either way, it's going to be a tough one. What are you thinking, Alan?
Yeah, I hadn't really put much thought into it up until now, to be honest. But yeah, I see Wakefield in 4th. We're down in 8th now, still a respectable position. I think, it's tough. I think it will be closer than the Leeds match. I do hope so. Well, shall I go for a middling score of like 26 to Wakefield, 22 to us?
Oh, quite close. Yeah. No, I know everyone keeps saying about me trying to be more optimistic, but I feel like the optimism is letting us down because every time I've been optimistic, we're losing. So no, I am probably going to be a bit pessimistic this time. I do think with Wakefield being in form and the fact that I say we are a bit injury stricken at the moment, I think we've been doing it tough. I think we'll compete, but I do think it'll probably be a Wakefield win. And I'm going to go for 30 points to Wakefield and 16 to the Bulls.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's quite similar to... that's the same as my prediction last week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. No, but definitely could be... Could go either way.
Yeah, it always can. This is what we say. Yeah. It's like the prediction thing, I'm really rubbish at it. It's one of those where I feel like my best predictions are when I'm actually watching a match and I'm like, oh, this is going to happen now. Because then sometimes it does, because I know my nephew's like, don't say anything, Laura, because as soon as you do, it happens. When I'm like, oh, it's going to knock this on. And then they knock on, or I'm going to be like, they're going to score here. And then the score is like, stop it. But the actual match predictions, I don't think I'm that good at. So I'm hoping I'm wrong. And I'm hoping we get a win. But it's hard to see in the near future where our next win will come from if we do get some bodies back and get a bit of momentum going our way.
No, that is true. But if you do go down to the DIY Kitchens Stadium or whatever it's called in Wakefield, have fun. I think we're going to be watching that on the telly.
Yeah, this is one for the telly this time. I did go down to watch the Wakefield match when we were in the championship against them, but we got pushed right into the corner and it wasn't the best view anyway, and we weren't allowed to sit anywhere else. So I think I'll get a better view watching on telly this time. So I'll probably stay at home for that one, but be definitely watching on Sky Sports.
So that just brings us to Bull or No Bull, where Laura will present me with 3 statements, from which I have to pick out the one full statement from the 2 true as Brian Noble statements.
Yes, so I've got 3 statements for you, and as is tradition and as is always, this is based on Wakefield. So have you been swatting up on some Wakefield knowledge?
No, yes, I thought we might. Yes, I didn't anticipate skipping next week, so I have done no research this week.
Okay, well, you might just know. So let's have a look. Right, so the 3 statements I've got for you, of which 2 are true and 1 is false. So 1 is bull. So Wakefield beat Bradford in the £1 million game in 2015, which saw them promoted to the Super League. Second statement, the club changed their name to Wakefield Wildcats when they joined the Super League in 1999. Third statement, the club was formed in 1873 by a group of men from the local church.
Very interesting statements there. So, yeah. I'm aware of the £1 million game that Bradford were in. I kind of have half a recollection that was against Wakefield, I think, but I couldn't be sure on the year. But I'm going to say that one is no bull. But I am a bit torn between these the second 2, because I was thinking of going for the middle one as the bull statement. But then you said that they formed in 1870 something.
1873.
So that would be like 12 years before the Rugby Football League actually started, which is interesting. So, although I suppose they could have started as a sort of unaffiliated team or something. I think I'm going to go with the second statement, which was.
They changed the name to Wildcats in 1999.
I think they didn't change their name from Wildcats in that year, because I think sometimes they change them sort of before or after the joining Super League. In fact, it's like 1999, quite late on, isn't that, for joining Super League? So maybe they changed it in preparation for joining Super League. I'm going to go for that as the bull statement.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect, Alan. So, the club did change their name to Wakefield Wildcats when they joined Super League in 1999. And then subsequently, they changed it back to Wakefield Trinity at the end of the 2016 season. Yep. So, the bull statement was actually that Wakefield beat Bradford in the £1 million game in 2015, which saw them promoted to Super League. Oh. Wakefield did beat Bradford in the £1 million game in 2015, but it didn't see them promoted to Super League. They were already Super League team.
Oh, yes, of course.
It was a bit of a trick. That was a bit cruel. They were already in Super Leagues. Losing would have got them relegated, but winning just maintained their Super League status.
No, very good.
So it was a bit of a trick. So that was actually the bull statement. And the other true statement was that the club was formed in 1873 by a group of men from the local church, which I found really interesting, to be honest. The Holy Trinity Church, which is obviously why they are Wakefield Trinity. And I thought it would have been a bit of a random fact for me to have made up. So I thought you might go for that one as a true statement, because I wouldn't have thought that that would have been the origins of a rugby league club. But there you go.
Yes, indeed. So that brings us to the end of another episode of Talking Bullish. Make sure you check out our new website at talkingbullish.fm and go on all the social medias and like and follow us there. And of course, like and subscribe in your podcast platform of choice.
Yeah, thank you again. Thanks to everyone listening. Thanks to everyone who's commenting. And like I say, we have got a website up and running now, and you can get links to the different podcast platforms to listen to our podcast on there as well. So please do go on, have a listen, enjoy, grow our fan base, grow our the buzz around the Bulls.
Yes, indeed. And if you think it looks a bit rubbish at the moment, we are constantly adding new stuff. So, just be patient with us. But yes, in the meantime, get down to some of these other Bradford Bulls matches at this weekend, perhaps, if you can, and continue running with the Bulls.
Thank you. Bye.